Sorry, we're back. What you just seen was me. I had to go kill a fucking spider. I see spiders come running across this floor right here. I gotta get up and kill it. I can't let it get into the house with my family. It's not gonna happen. You know, spider's gonna be biting my family. Nobody's turning into Spider-Man inside my house on my fucking watch, especially if I see this motherfucker run across the room. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. So, back to business. Enough about the NBA. We're gonna jump into the UFC 224, which is the next UFC this Saturday. The predictions for that: Raquel Pennington is the main event with Amanda Nunes. I haven't really seen a lot of Pennington. I must say I liked her in her last couple fights. I thought she looked really good. And whenever I heard that it was gonna be her take her on the champion, I was like, that was cool because I didn't think that was coming up for her. I know she was on the rise, but I didn't know that she was coming that quick. Um, I heard Nunes, even people in her own camp, tell her that she gets in those fourth, fifth rounds, it's gonna be trouble. And you know, what can Pennington do? Can she just point fight her way to getting a win if she can? I mean, how good does she do? I mean, could she win? Could she win a split decision? I think so. That's what I'm gonna give it, like split unanimous decision somewhere in there. The co-main is Jacare Souza, Kevin Gastelum. Uh, Another good fight. I think Gastelum's a good striker, good wrestler. We've seen that he got submitted by Chris Weidman, who's a beast on the ground. I think Jacare is gonna have his way with him, submit him probably somewhere in the second round. That's what I put for my UFC fantasy thing. And then you got Brian Kelleher, the hometown kid, versus John Lineker, which I like John Lineker, but I gotta go bias and go Brian Kelleher on that. Just want to see him win, so I'm gonna pick him by knockout in the second round. I like the second round. I like when stuff gets out of the first round. It's mad exciting. Somebody barely escapes or whatever out of the first round. Oh fuck! I think that's mad cool, but I like the second round. That's my shit. Second round, make you call me. You know. The last fight on the main card is Machida and Belfort. Both going out. Machida's got more in him, I think, and I give it to Machida. Knockout, fourth round. When they both get tired, I think Machida's gonna knock him out. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, such a great fight." They were both old man, and it was just who was gonna outlast the other one. And I think it's gonna be Machida outlasting Belfort. Again, opinion. I'm not stating it from an analyst or a pro's perspective at all. That's just what me watching the last couple of fights of either of the two guys stating who I think is going to win. What the fuck I'm doing, motherfucker. Also, this Saturday, which I probably am not going to see the Nunes Pennington fight, and I'm probably not even going to get the pay per view. Probably going to watch the Fox prelims for the UFC, whatever they are. I didn't even look to see what they were, but the Fox prelims, I'll probably watch it. And then, shit, I'm going to Paramount. I'm waiting for that fucking Frank Mir Fedor is what I'm trying to see, you know, even though it's way past when, way past due. We should have seen this a long time ago, in my opinion. It would have been way cooler to see a long time ago. But the winner of this fight has got to fight Chael Sonnen. So Frank Mir wins, and Frank Mir shows that he's still good on the ground. Frank Mir way bigger than Chael Sonnen. Hard fight for Chael Sonnen if Frank Mir wins. If Fedor somehow wins, although Fedor is also very good wrestling and very good all around in mixed martial arts, he is smaller. So he is more of Chael's size, and with wrestlers, you want to get closer to size. You want the size advantage at least. If you don't have size advantage, you want to be close to the other guy's size at least. So I think Chael's Best bet would be Fedor there. I know that's the fight that he would want there in the Grand Prix. The other side of the Grand Prix, Matt Mitrione just beat Roy Nelson. So Matt Mitrione will be fighting the winner of King Mo, Ryan Bader, which honestly, the reason and the only reason I'm gonna say this, I don't got nothing against Ryan Bader. I hope King Mo beats Ryan Bader so that Ryan Bader's next fight can be Linton Vassell after Linton Vassell knocks out Phil Davis at Bellator 200. Uh, so, shout out Linton Vassell. If I'm saying your name wrong, let me know. Linton, Lintonbas or Vassel, Vassell. I don't know. I'm not too sure where. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But that dude, he's a beast. I'm gonna give him the knockout over Phil Davis, and then he should fight Bader for the light heavyweight title, because Bader's got the light heavyweight title, and that's the only reason I want to see him lose. It's only kind of bias I would have on Ryan Bader losing, is I just want to see him defend the light heavyweight belt. I don't want to see him keep being held up by this heavyweight Grand Prix. Even though it's fun. I just seen somebody on Twitter comment that it is it's getting more drawn out. The more the more the fights are separated, it's getting a lot more drawn out. People are like, they're not as excited for it because it's not as close. I'm not the same way. I know who's in it. I already kept up with who was in it. It was a small tournament. It was 8 guys. Every time a fight comes on that's in that tournament, I hear about it. I know, that's a Grand Prix fight. So I don't got that problem for the common fan, I guess. It is kind of hard to, you got to figure out when this guy's fighting, and you don't really do that because all you do is turn on the TV and there it is on this time and this day, and it's always on this day, so I always turn it on, but you don't pay attention to it or anything. But I pay attention a little bit, so I know who's going to be in it. I'm not at all bored with it. I like the Grand Prix style of it. I do wish it was closer together. I wish they would have had what is it? 8 fighters, so 4 fights. 2, 3, 4. I wish they would have just 4 events. Bellator 198, Bellator 189, Bellator 200, 201, and just headline all 4 of those, right? Then, of course, the first 2 guys that would have, what would it be? Let's just say it was January, February, March, April, right? So let's just say January and February would be ready by maybe July-ish. So those 2 would fight in July. August, September would be the other 2 guys fight. So it would all be done in 1 year. This Grand Prix started at the beginning of 2018. We're almost 1 year in. Or it started at, when did they fight? When did Chael fight? I think it was the beginning of 2018. So, I mean, they're damn near 6 months in, 5 months in, 4 months in, sorry. Damn, I'm getting ahead of myself with 4 months in, and we've only seen 2 fights. We're about to see a third. So, they're not going too slow. Now that I really try to put the math together and think about it, they're not going too slow. I'm not really disappointed in that at all, but it could have been sooner. It could have been like one of those fights per month. And then we could have been done with the first round this month. It would have been the last fight of the first round. And then it would have been over in August, September. Then you had a heavyweight champion. But now it's not going to end until, I'd say it's probably going to at least take a year. At least, maybe more. But is that really the kind of time you're trying to take to crown a heavyweight champion? I know it's been so long since you had one, so who really cares? But, I would care. If that was my organization, I would need a heavyweight champion. Uh, a lot of heavyweights on the roster, especially with them signing, Fedor, Mitrione, or Nelson. Those are big signings. You have big name heavyweights on the roster. You need a heavyweight champion. You decided to do a Grand Prix. If I took over right after the Grand Prix announcement, I would say let's do this as quick as possible. Let's get a fucking champion so we can get going. But I don't own Bellator. I wish I did. I wish I owned something. Yeah. Something. But, back to it. Teixeira is fighting, Glover Teixeira is fighting Ilir Latifi at, UFC Germany, which is probably going to co-main event, Volkan Oezdemir versus Shogun, which is going to be the main event for Germany. Hamburg, however you say it. Hamburg, however you say it. Not too sure what to make of that situation, 'cause I don't know if they're saying that Shogun Oezdemir is a bigger fight than Latifi and just said his name too. Teixeira. I'm not sure if they're saying that's a bigger fight, but where does Gustafsson play in Rockhold? Light heavyweight division plays out like this. Those two fight. Oezdemir. Yeah. Oezdemir fights Shogun as an eliminator. Latifi fights Teixeira as an eliminator, and Gustafsson immediately fights Rockhold and he immediately gets a shot as a contender. The winner of those three fights, of course, Gustafsson wins his fight. He's the number one guy. Rockhold wins. He's not. Okay. Oezdemir wins. He maybe is. Shogun wins. He definitely is. Unless Shogun would have to fight with the winner of Latifi, and maybe that would be the fight to make. Alright, check this out. That's a complicated thing to think about. And it's going to take a lot more time than that, but I think they would just settle out and do the winner of Teixeira and Latifi just fights the winner of Oezdemir and Shogun. Winner of that would fight for the belt. I like new blood, man. I like seeing new people in there. It's my personal opinion. Another fight card that I'm going to just close on that I'm real excited about is International Fight Week. I think it's like July 7th, some shit like that. July 20 something maybe I'm way off. International Fight Week, Las Vegas. Cormier Stipe, the main event, big super fight. Not going to comment on it too much because it's pretty obvious what I think might happen. Stipe's either going to knock him out, play the same game with him, wrestle like he wants to wrestle, try to get Cormier as tired as he can, lay on him with his heavier body, and then just try to lay heavy strikes in the later rounds. That's the only way I see him winning. Otherwise, Dan Cormier is just going to wrestle his way to another win at the heavyweight division. Perry Mirandos is the next fight I'm going to mention because one of my favorite fighters is Mike Perry, and another one of my favorite fighters is Yancy Mirandos. So I expect fight of the night. 110% I expect fight of the night out of those two guys. Ngannou, Derek Lewis, possibly going to challenge them for fight of the night, I would think. I'm going Lewis by knockout. I was on the Ngannou train, jumped right off after the Stipe fight. Stipe fight wasn't even over. It started we was 2 minutes into the fight, and I just jumped off. I broke my arm. twisted a fractured a kneecap or some shit like that, jumping off. But I got off, quick, and I'm not trying to go back on. So I think Derek Lewis has got that one. A Sunsao versus Rob Font's also a good fight. I like Rob Font. A Sunsao great on the ground. Rob Font is a bad motherfucker, yo. I like Rob Font, and I hope Rob Font wins, and I'm really rooting for him to win. Um, Paulo Costa versus Uriah Hall. I think Uriah Hall is gonna get cut after this. Um, no offense to you, brother. I just think that that's where it's gonna go. Bellator, shoom, right over to Bellator. But I just think that Paulo Costa is a huge, huge middleweight. Uriah Hall's not that huge. Um, and I think he's just gonna fuck him up, man. I don't know. I just like Costa. I like the way he fights. I like the way he fought. Johnny Hendricks was crazy. I can't wait to see him fight Uriah Hall. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. Gokhan Saki's a beast. He in his last fight, he was beating the guy up, beating the guy up, beating the guy up. The guy got he landed a couple times on him, rocked him a couple times. And Gokhan Saki seems goes back, and he just digs back down, puts his head back down, those mean ass body kick. Lights him up, son, for the knockout. And it was closing, he was about to get knocked out, and then just came back and knocked the dude out. So I got Gokhan Saki by knockout. And then, of course, I said it last, the co-main event, Max Holloway, Brian Ortega. Hardest fight to pick from. You guys pick. Of course, leave me comments, tell me what you guys would think, who's going to be the winner. But I think Max Holloway is going to do it. Brian Ortega's on the come up, but I think Max Holloway is gonna show him what a young veteran fighter, young veteran champion is gonna do to Brian Ortega. And I think he's gonna play his own game. He's going to try to strike with him if he wants to strike with him. As soon as he takes him down, he's going to want to be on the ground with him. And I think he's just going to outclass him the entire fight. My opinion, probably going to go wrong on that one. I've been so wrong a lot this year. But I'm going Holloway. Fuck it. That's going to be a great card. I can't wait. International Fight Week, UFC, July something, somewhere between the 7 and 22nd range, maybe 26. Somewhere in that range, but we'll see you there. Live streaming comes back May 27th, so we got a month and a week until we're gonna live stream. We're gonna have a big fight companion live stream on our first one back. Everybody come check us out. We always do good with the live streams. I fuck with you guys later. BBQ Pit, we out.